Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here in front of the Great Wall of Comics. I got a box back from CGC, so let's take a look and see what's inside. All right, so I got this box back from CGC. It's next day air. This is should be the Avengers Annual, first appearance of Mystique. That book, or first appearance of Rogue, rather. That book I had received two copies. You might have seen the video. I'll link it right over here. I had the video where I unboxed. There was two copies, and one of them, the clamshell or their case, completely unsealed. The book was loose, the label was loose. Well, the book was in an inner well. The label was loose, it was all floppy around, whatever. Contacted CGC and let them know, hey, here's the pictures, here's what happened, here's what your issue is. They immediately they responded within, I believe it was within one business day, and then they sent me a return shipping label for next day air. Wow. So I packaged up, dropped it off UPS, sent it back to them. Within a day of them getting it, they acknowledged receipt of it, and then within 3 business days, I received notification it was shipping back to me. And now here it is. They again overnight shipped it to me. So uh, this was not an expensive. I didn't, it was there for a year. Um, but their next day air shipping it both directions negated any profit they made off this book, but that's fine. um, on my part. In theory, what we're going to check here is, did they not only is it fixed, but did they regrade it? Because the book was, when I opened that, and the book itself, the label is not encapsulated with the book. I could have taken any Avengers Annual book that was sealed, in its inner well, and replaced it along with this label and this shell. And if all they did was put it back together, I could have taken like a 3.0, and then they would have re-encapsulated it and labeled it as a 6.0. So in theory, if they did it right, they should have regraded it, and we'll see if it got the same grade. All right, so box, bubble wrap. We have our cardboard rubber banded around the book. All right. Sounds solid. That's a good thing. It's a good first start. All right, so here we are. All right, so it's a 6.0. That's what it was beforehand. We have our Avengers Annual, Avengers Annual 10, and a 6.0. And looking at this number, and I'm bringing it up on my monitor here. All right, so we'll bring up this number here from the picture from I took previously, and this had the number was 3847620007, and the number on this one is, if I can get it to come up there for you guys. 384620007. All right, so that means this is the same tag number. If they sent this through regrading, this number would have been removed from their system, and they would have issued a new label after it was graded. This is what happens when you send a book in and have it signed, or have it submitted for a second signature, or any time a book you send in for regraded, you do not get the same number back. This tells me that what they did is they simply resealed the book with the label. Is that a bad thing? Well, yes, sort of. Because, again, this label is not connected to this book. I could have, I didn't, but I could have swapped this book out with any other book, Avengers book, that was, as long as I kept it inside that inner well, and CGC would have just now turned that 3.0 into a 6.0 potentially. Um, so that's disappointing that their chain of custody was such that they did not do that. They opted for a quick, just reseal it and not a true regrade. Now, a regrade might have hurt me, but it also might have helped me because this is the cleanest looking 6.0 I have seen. There are no major creases. Most of everything that comes with it happens to come from around the perimeter. There are a lot of color fades and smut rubs and other stuff. So, I mean, it probably wouldn't have gotten graded any higher. It just doesn't happen to have major creases. Instead, it has other things that cause the cover, that orange, cover to kind of lose its cool. Oh, and there's no staining all along the backside. But regardless, okay. So I got the book back. In the end, how do I feel? Well, I'm extremely pleased with how fast CGC got this book back. They took it seriously. They responded within 1 day. They got me a next day shipping that they ate to get the book back to them, and they resealed it quickly, and they sent it back to me within overnight again. So all in all, within about a week, 7 to 10 business days, this book went full round trip circle from me getting it first unboxing it to me getting it back to unboxing it again. That's good. The negative, I'm really disappointed that it didn't get a regrade, even if, or at least it appears it didn't get a regrade. If it got a regrade, then this is the first time I've ever seen, and I'm not an expert, but it's the first time I have seen where the label got the same number back. It doesn't seem likely to me based on everything else I know about every other book that's been regraded. So I'm going to assume that they just simply put the label and the book back together and sent it out and didn't bother to do a full regrade on it, which, while the book may not be worth gotten a bump or anything else, it would have been the right way to do it if you're certifying that this book is a 6.0, then it should have gone through a regrade because you don't know that that book I sent was the same book I sent back. Anyways, that's just my 2 cents. Anyways, I'm glad to have it in my collection again. Now, so I got 2 of these now. So the other one was a 7.0. This one's a 6.0. It's a fair enough grade. I'm not a huge Avengers person or an X-Men person, but I can say I got a couple copies, so I'm happy. All right, guys, until next time, collect what you want. Use whatever grading service you want. Don't listen to me or anybody else, because I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.